You see, I thought I knew everything. I thought I did all my research, but I soon realized I didn't.
I mean, yeah, not to be dramatic, but there are things I wish I knew before I started testosterone.
So if you're thinking of starting T or you're just about to get on it, this video is gonna help you feel a little bit more prepared. Obviously, this isn't to scare you. Again, this is just informational stuff of things I wish someone told me. It kind of held my hand. Because some of these things, you're just gonna kind of find out why you're on it. But anyway, let's get into number one. So how do you even start testosterone? Well, there's a few ways to go about it. You can go to an endocrinologist, which is a doctor that specializes in hormones. You can find an LGBTQ+ clinic nearby that offers gender-affirming care, or you can use online services like Plume or Folks. So I personally go to a clinic that's about 40 minutes away that offers gender-affirming care, and I didn't know that that was a thing here in Kansas City. I just thought we had like Planned Parenthood, which when I called, they were like, we're not offering new patients. I'm like, guys, what am I gonna do? So I just did a little bit of research, you know, gender-affirming care nearby, and that's how I found my clinic. And if you're in the Kansas City area and wondering where I go to KC Care. It's not the best, but it's how I get my testosterone, and I don't have to pay much for my visits, so hey, I'm happy. Now, another thing you should be aware of is that you're gonna get your blood work done quite often, and it's not as scary as it seems. So usually you'll have your blood work done every 3 months within the first year, and then down the line it's just less often, to like every 6 months to a year. Getting your blood work done helps monitor your levels and make sure everything's in a healthy range. And guys, as someone who does not like needles, it's not as bad as you think it is. I mean, obviously it hurts a little bit, but if you have a nurse who knows what they're doing, it can barely hurt. And the whole process only takes like 2 minutes. Alrighty, hun, this is just gonna be a bit of a pinch. All right, I'm ready. And you are all set, hun. Wait, done already? Something else I didn't expect is how I would look. And that was one of my major things going into starting testosterone, of like my fears, was what if I don't like how I look? What if I look ugly? What if I look gross? Which, I mean, you're not gonna look that different. You're gonna look like you're gonna still look resemblant of your past self or like your younger self. The best way I can put how T has changed how I look is I just look like an older, more masculine version of myself. Cause like, this is me, baby face, and yeah, I still kind of have a baby face, but like it's different. But if you want some sort of idea of what you're gonna look like, look towards the men in your family because you inherited their genetics, so you're gonna look similar to them. Like for me, I do in fact look and have gain attributes that my dad has, so hey. Now, some unexpected things that I wish I knew about were what it's like when you first pick up your prescription. You have a pickup for testosterone. All right, I just gotta ask, are you planning on getting pregnant soon? That's kind of bold, take me out to dinner first. So that's not what I meant. Why is the pharmacist asking me if I'm planning to be pregnant? Actually, I do know it's for legal reasons, but guys, it threw me for a loop. Now, why is it before testosterone, I didn't know like anything about cars, didn't know the brands, didn't really care that much about Spider-Man, and now, after being on T for 2 years, I have watched all the Spider-Man movies, I have like 7 things in this office right now that are Spider-Man related, and I think that getting a truck in the future is a good investment. Is it the testosterone working too well? Is it just me? I don't know, guys. I don't know, sometimes testosterone works a little too well. Now, something that I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this, testosterone doesn't work overnight. You don't take your first, gel application or your first shot and then the next day, you're a burly man that's living in the woods. Everyone will expect changes at different rates. Not everyone will have like the same timeline of things happening, I mentioned this in my last things I wish I knew, but don't compare your journey to someone else's. I mean, obviously it's good to kind of get a baseline of things to expect, but it ultimately is just gonna be your own experience. So to kind of give a gist of sharing experiences, this is mine. And I've been mentioning this a lot lately because for some reason this is really important to me, but with facial hair, I really truly thought I would start growing dark hair on my face after the first week, and I was like, I need to get one of those Philips One razors. Yeah, so not to break it to you, but it did take 2 years until I started really needing to shave every week, every couple days. Now what I'm about to share with you is major and something really huge. And that's kind of why it's the last thing I'm gonna be talking about, and that is testosterone doesn't fix everything. Now don't get me wrong, testosterone has helped me a lot, especially with my gender dysphoria. Honestly, My gender dysphoria is like little to none at this point, which is huge, major, but it doesn't fix everything. Like when I started passing more, I felt more comfortable in public and being perceived, and my social anxiety started going down. But what really helped with that was putting myself in uncomfortable situations, making myself have to talk to people, making myself have to deal with people on a one-by-one basis. You know, like going to the dentist, going and get my wisdom teeth out, going and picking up orders, going to the store. You know, like, it doesn't just magically go away. You have to put in the work.
Here's an analogy. With working out, you don't just start taking testosterone and then boom, you have muscles. You have to work out to get them. Is that a wasp? That is a wasp.
So related to this is I had to relearn how to deal with my emotions, because on testosterone, I've gained a lot more energy, and kind of if this relates is I just get frustrated more easily. I just don't have as much patience at times. And so I've had to find different ways to cope. For me, what helps is, you know, finding ways to let out that energy, like working out, or also like if you don't want to work out, just like cleaning stuff around the house, making your space feel better, like just like putting energy into stuff and not just like letting it build up. And then with dealing with my frustration and not being a man-child who doesn't know how to put a cap on his rage is just taking a breath, stepping back, thinking before I speak. And you know, it's gonna happen, you're gonna mess up, you might blow up at someone you didn't mean to. Sorry, honey. It's just apologize, and it happens, we're human, but what matters is you're putting in the work to try and be better and not try to let the cannon loose. But the ultimate takeaway about being on testosterone is it's not about becoming someone else, it's becoming more you. And I've definitely become more me. And if you're on this path too, I'm rooting for you. Now, I know I didn't talk about it in this video, but if you're curious about the differences between testosterone injections, gel, what's faster, what's easier, what hurts less, you can find out all that information in this video right here. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you all in the next one. Bye!